Dad stole my education money for his new family and said, "Good luck in life." My epic graduation speech made him regret everything. Be me, 19 at the time. Life was simple back then. Name's Madison. Story about how karma doesn't need your help. Just needs time to do its thing. Remember that morning like it was yesterday. Mom making her special French toast for Saturday breakfast. Kitchen filled with cinnamon and fresh coffee smell. Dad supposedly running some errands. His empty chair at our breakfast table was the first red flag. Mom trying to sound casual while flipping another piece of French toast. Been gone a while. Me just shrugging, scrolling through my phone. Just errands, same as always. Doorbell rings at 9:23 a.m. Know the exact time because checked my phone. Thought maybe Dad forgot his keys again. Nope, some courier dude with an envelope. "Mrs. Anderson?" he asks, holding out his tablet for signature. Watch Mom wipe her hands on her apron. Signs the paper. See her open the envelope. Watch her face go pale. See her slowly sink into Dad's empty chair. "Mom?" Put my phone down. "What's wrong?" She hands me the papers with shaking hands. Divorce papers? He served divorce papers while we were making French toast. There has to be a mistake. Words feel hollow leaving my mouth. Deep down already knew. All the signs were there. Late nights at work. Mysterious phone calls. Changed phone password. Phone buzzes. Text from him. "I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I'll explain everything soon." Soon meant 3 days later. At some hipster coffee shop downtown Houston. Changed the location to Houston from the original story. He brings her with him. Nicole, his personal assistant. Barely 28. Wearing some fancy ring. Probably worth more than our rent. Dad tries reaching for my hand across the table. "Madison, honey." Pull my hand back instantly. This isn't how I wanted things to go. But sometimes life takes unexpected turns. Unexpected turns? My laugh sounds hollow, like an empty glass breaking. Like emptying my college fund? Was that an unexpected turn too? Watch his face go pale. "How did you—" "Mom checked the accounts." "Every penny gone, Dad." Can feel tears burning behind my eyes. Refuse to let them fall. What happened to "I'll always take care of you"? Nicole shifts uncomfortably in her chair. "Thomas, maybe we should—" Cut her off mid-sentence. No, let him explain. Want to hear how he justifies stealing his daughter's future? "I didn't steal anything." His voice rising slightly. "That money was in my name. We needed it for our new start." "Your new start?" Repeat his words back to him. "You mean your new house? Your new wife? Your new baby?" His head snaps up. "How did you—" "Instagram isn't private, Dad." "Congratulations, by the way." "Hope it was worth it." Stand up from my chair. Makes loud scraping noise against floor. People turn to look. "Don't even care anymore." "Madison, please?" Reaches for me again. "We can figure something out. Maybe some student loans? Or community college first." "Don't bother." Gather my things. "You've done enough." Walking toward door. Hear Nicole's voice behind me. "She'll come around, Thomas. She just needs time." Stop at the door. Turn back one last time. "You know what's funny, Dad? You always told me actions have consequences. Guess we'll both find out if that's true." Get home later that night. Sit at my desk for hours, staring at acceptance letter from Dream University. The one I can't afford anymore. University of Chicago. Changed from original to make it unique. Mom finds me there, still staring at the letter. "We'll figure something out." She squeezes my shoulder. "We always do." Look up at her. See the strength in her eyes. Despite everything she's been through. "Yes, we will." But not his way. Open my laptop. Start searching. Scholarships. Grants. Part-time jobs. Anything that could help. Keep the acceptance letter next to me. Not a reminder of what I lost, but motivation for what I need to achieve. Dad thought he could break me. By taking my future, instead gave me something more valuable. The determination to succeed without him. Make myself a promise that night. We'll graduate at the top of my class. When I do, he'll realize exactly what his new start cost him. Sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even, it's about getting better. And I was about to get so much better. That's my third cup of coffee in 2 hours. Lily slides into booth across from me at diner. "Working night shift here? You're going to vibrate right out of your shoes." She's not wrong. Can't help it. Shuffling through stack of scholarship applications. These are due by midnight. Still have a shift to finish. Diner job is just one of 3. Mornings at university bookstore. Afternoons tutoring high school students. Nights here serving endless coffee. To tired truckers and cramming college students, sleep became luxury I can't afford. "Let me help." Lily reaches for half of my stack. Met her during first tutoring session. She was struggling with calculus. I needed money. Now she's my best friend and biggest supporter. "You don't have to—" Shut up and let me help. Already starting to read. Besides, your handwriting looks like a drunk spider dipped in ink. Bell above door chimes. Jump up to serve new customers. When I return, Lily's frowning at her phone. What's wrong? She hesitates. Your dad posted something about his new baby. My hand trembles slightly while pouring coffee. Let me guess. Another perfect family photo? Madison, it's fine. Cut her off quickly. Too busy for a social media fairy tale anyway. Later that night, after shift ends, find myself scrolling through his profile. There they are, Thomas, Nicole, and baby Olivia, all wearing matching winter sweaters. Caption reads, nothing better than family time. Throw my phone across room. Next morning, drag myself to campus bookstore, fighting exhaustion. Manager David takes one look at me. You look like death warmed over, kid. Thanks for the compliment. Muttering while stocking textbooks. Take a break. He says, there's something I want to show you. Leads me to his office. Pulls up store's website. We're starting a scholarship program. For student employees, full ride for one person. Applications open next week. My heart skips a beat. Full ride? Yep. He winks. Between us, you're already top of my list. Just don't tell anyone I said that. For first time in months, feel hope flutter in chest. Then remember all other applications, all the rejection letters. Thanks, David. Try not to let voice crack. I'll definitely apply. That afternoon during tutoring session, phone buzzes with unknown number. Ignore it until third call. Finally step out to answer. Hello? Madison, it's Dad. My throat tightens. I'm working. I know, I saw your scholarship applications. In my company, I wanted to tell you. You're on the selection committee. My voice rises. Of course you are. I can help. Like you helped with my college fund? Words come out sharp enough to cut. No thanks. I'd rather fail on my own than succeed because of you. Hang up. Lean against wall. Breathing hard. Return to my student. She looks concerned. Are you okay? You look pale. I'm fine. Lie through my teeth. Now about that quadratic formula. Sitting in tiny studio apartment. Surrounded by bills and application forms. Laptop dings with new email. Subject. University application status update. Hands shaking while clicking it open. First line makes heart stop. Congratulations, we are pleased to offer you admission. Read it 3 times before it sinks in. Got into dream school, the one I've been working towards, before everything fell apart. Grab my phone. Call mom first. I got in. Practically screaming when she answers. Her joy matches mine. Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. I don't know how I'll afford it yet. Admit quietly. But I'll figure it out. I have to. You will. She says firmly. You're stronger than anyone I know. After hanging up, sit looking at acceptance letter on screen. Estimated cost makes stomach churn. Refuse to let fear win. Will work harder. Sleep less. Do whatever it takes. Phone buzzes with text from Lily. Check your email. Did you get in? Smile and type back. I did. Time to make the impossible possible. Because that's what this is. Impossible but necessary. Like climbing mountain with hands tied behind back. Rather climb that mountain than take easy road father offered. Sometimes hardest path leads exactly where you need to go. Welcome to Harrison Hall. My new roommate Natalie throws open door, like some enthusiastic game show host. Home sweet home for the next year. Dorm room is tiny. 2 narrow beds, desks crammed against opposite walls. To me, it's paradise. Proof that I made it. Despite everything, you don't have much stuff. Natalie observes as I unpack single suitcase. I travel light? No need to mention. Traveling light wasn't exactly a choice. Well, you can borrow anything you need from me. She gestures to overflowing closet. Next few weeks, fall into routine. Classes during day. Work-study job in library at night. Weekends split between studying and off-campus waitressing gig. Sleep becomes distant memory. But GPA stays perfect. You should join some clubs. Natalie suggests one evening. Watching me highlight textbooks. All work and no play makes Madison a dull girl. Can't afford to be dull. Mutter while studying. Need to maintain my scholarship? At least come to business leaders meeting tomorrow. Great networking opportunity. She wiggles eyebrows. Plus there's free pizza. Free food is my weakness, so I agree. That's where I met him. Marcus was giving presentation about internship opportunities. When our eyes met across room, later reaching for pizza slice, he appears beside me. You're the one who actually took notes. During my boring speech? He says, grinning. It wasn't boring. Reply while grabbing slice. Though you might want to ease up on corporate buzzwords. He laughs. Noted. I'm Marcus. Madison. End up talking long after meeting ends, sitting on bench outside business building. He's smart. Funny. Surprisingly easy to talk to. So why business? He asks curiously. I like knowing how things work. Money, markets, people. It's all connected. He raises eyebrow. There's more to it than that. Before I can answer, phone buzzes, Instagram notification. Thomas Anderson has tagged you in a photo. Hand trembles opening it. There I am, maybe 5 years old, sitting on Dad's shoulders at Carnival. His caption, missing my firstborn today? Your throwback Thursday? Family is everything. Are you okay? Marcus asks. You look like you've seen Ghost. Just my father's latest attempt. At public redemption. Show him the post? Words spill out before I can stop them. About the divorce, the stolen college fund, the new family. What a dick. Marcus says simply, I laugh to spite myself. Yeah, pretty much. My dad's not winning any awards either. He offers, left when I was 12. Sends a birthday text sometimes. If he remembers, sit in comfortable silence. Two people understanding each other's wounds, without needing more words. Next day in library, reshelving books for work-study job. Overhear two students talking nearby. Did you hear about new alumni scholarship program? Yeah, full ride for students who demonstrate exceptional leadership and community impact. Good luck with that. Freeze with book halfway to shelf. Idea starts forming in mind. Dangerous, ambitious, exactly what I needed. That evening, research everything possible. About starting scholarship funds, between classes next day, draft proposals, make lists of potential donors. You're plotting something? Natalie says, watching me scribble in notebook during lunch. I know that look. Maybe, smile mysteriously. But not yet. Needs to be perfect. Phone buzzes again. Another notification from father. This time photo of baby Olivia's first steps. Comment section full of congratulations. Heart emojis everywhere. You don't have to look. Marcus appears suddenly behind me. Started sitting with us at lunch. Becoming regular part of our little group. I know. Close the app quickly. But sometimes I need the reminder. Reminder of what? Of why I'm doing this? All of it. Gesture to notebooks full of plans. Success is best revenge, right? Revenge is overrated, he says carefully. But success? That's forever. Later that night, closing up library. Fine note slipped into my bag. From Marcus, whatever you're planning, I'm in. Just say the word. Smile while tucking note into planner. Pieces falling into place. Slowly but surely. Dad thought he could write me out of his story. Replace me with perfect new family. But I was writing my own story now. Going to be one hell of plot twist. Madison! Madison, wake up! Jerk awake suddenly. Face pressed against textbook in library. Marcus standing over me. Concern all over his face. What time is it? Mumble while wiping drool from chin. 3:38 a.m. Was walking back from computer lab. Saw light on in here. Sits down across from me. This is third time this week. Found you like this. Have midterm tomorrow. Say while straightening papers. And presentation for business ethics. And double shift at diner. And you're going to crash and burn. If you keep this up, closes my textbook firmly. Come on. I'm walking you home. October air crisp across empty campus. Legs feel like lead. Even keeping eyes open is struggle. Talk to me, Marcus says suddenly. Tell me something you've never told anyone else. Why? Because you're about to face plant into sidewalk, and talking will keep you awake. Too tired to argue. I have this recurring dream. Start talking slowly. I'm back at old house. Before everything fell apart, Dad's making his famous French toast. Voice catches in throat. Hadn't meant to talk about this, especially not with him. Go on, he encourages softly. In dream, always try to warn him. Tell him not to leave. Not to throw everything away. But when I open mouth, no sound comes out. Then watch him walk away. Over and over, reach my dorm. Neither of us moves to go inside. Want to know what I think? Marcus asks quietly. What? Think you're still trying to save him. But he's not one who needs saving. Before can respond. Phone buzzes. Text from mom. Your father called. Says he's coming to campus next week. For some alumni event. Wanted you to know. Exhaustion vanishes. Replaced by cold knot in stomach. Bad news? Marcus asks, watching my face. Father's coming here next week. Hand starts shaking. With his new family. Hey! Marcus grabs shoulders gently. Look at me. You don't have to see him. Yes, I do. Whisper quietly. Because if I hide, he wins. And I'm done letting him win. Next morning, can barely focus in class. Professor Carter has to call my name twice. During business ethics discussion, Miss Anderson, your thoughts on ethical leadership? Sorry. Straighten in seat quickly. Was just thinking about how ethics often conflict with personal gain. And how leaders justify their choices? Interesting perspective. She nods thoughtfully. Perhaps you could expand on that in your final paper. After class, Natalie corners me in hallway. Okay, Spill. What's going on? You're acting weird. My father's coming to campus. Words taste bitter. For some alumni event next week. The fall alumni mixer? She pulls out phone. Wait, I saw something about that. They're announcing new scholarship initiatives. Heart stops dead in chest. Of course he would be there. Probably presenting some generous donation. Playing role of successful businessman and philanthropist. Perfect image for his perfect new life. That night. Can't sleep. End up in 24-hour campus coffee shop. Staring at old family photos on laptop. Find one from my 15th birthday. Last one before he left. Both smiling at camera. His arm around my shoulders. You look like him. Voice says suddenly. Slam laptop shut. Marcus standing there, holding 2 coffee cups. Sorry. Slides one toward me. Didn't mean to sneak up. I don't look like him. Say sharply. Then softer. Sorry. I'm just scared. Angry. He corrects. And tired. So damn tired. Of what? Of pretending I'm okay? Of working 3 jobs? Of maintaining perfect grades? Of watching him play happy families on Instagram? Gesture around at surroundings. Empty coffee shop. Stack of textbooks. Dark circles under eyes. Marcus stays quiet for a moment. You know what's funny? He probably thinks he's hurting you. By showing off his new life. But look at you. Top of our class. Working your ass off. Building something real. You're everything he's pretending to be. Look up at him. Really look at him. For first time that night. Why are you here, Marcus? It's 4 a.m. He smiles slightly. Because sometimes people need someone to remind them how strong they are, even if it's at 4 a.m. In a coffee shop, sun starting to rise when we finally leave, casting long shadows across empty campus. In a week, my father would walk these same paths, showing off his new family. But this was my territory now. Done being ghost in his perfect new life, day of alumni mixer arrives. With cruel twist of fate, manager at diner calls at 6 a.m. Madison, we're letting you go, says without preamble. Owner's nephew needs a job. Sit on bed, phone pressed to ear. Listen to her ramble about budget cuts and family obligations. All can think about is rent due next week. Thanks for the opportunity. Say mechanically. Before hanging up, Natalie finds me still sitting there. Hour later. Earth to Madison. You're going to be late for... What's wrong? Lost my job at diner. Force myself to stand. But it's fine. I'll figure something out. It's not fine, she insists. You need that money? What I need is to get through today. Without falling apart? Grab my blazer, only one I own. Bought secondhand for interviews. Alumni mixer starts at noon. Business building completely transformed. Elegant buffet tables line all walls. Well-dressed alumni mingling with nervous students. Scan the room, heart pounding against ribs. There, Natalie whispers, nudging me. By the podium. See him? My father, standing in expensive suit. Nicole beside him in designer dress. Baby Olivia, now toddler, clinging to his leg. Look like perfect family from magazine Addie. Madison! Professor Carter appears suddenly. I'm so glad you came. There's someone I'd like you to meet. Starts leading me toward podium. Toward them. Professor, Thomas! She calls out. This is Madison, one of our top students. She's actually working on fascinating proposal about ethical leadership. My father turns. Our eyes meet for first time in years. He pales slightly. Madison, says my name softly. You look... You've grown up. That tends to happen, reply coldly. Time passes. Children grow. Trust funds disappear. Professor Carter's smile falters. Nicole shifts uncomfortably. Perhaps this isn't best time? My father starts to speak, but little Olivia looks up at me with curious eyes. Who's that, Daddy? Question hangs in air like smoke. Watch him struggle. See moment he chooses coward's way out. Just one of our students, sweetheart. Something inside me snaps. Actually, say loud enough for nearby groups to hear. I'm your sister. The one Daddy doesn't talk about. Silence that follows is deafening. Nicole quickly scoops up Olivia, whispering about finding bathroom. Madison, please. Father hisses. This isn't the place. When is the place? Demand quietly. When you're posting perfect family photos? Or when you're announcing scholarships? To prove what generous man you are? You don't understand? I understand perfectly. You traded your first family for newer model. But here's what you don't understand. I'm not just surviving without you. I'm thriving. Professor Carter touches my arm gently. Madison, perhaps we should step outside. No need. Straighten my second-hand blazer. I have class to prepare for. Unlike some people, I actually earn what I have. Turn to leave. His voice stops me. I can help you, says quietly. I know you lost your job. I still have connections. Spin back around. How did you know about my job? He looks away. I keep tabs on you. Tabs. Laugh bitterly. You spy on me, but can't claim me as your daughter. That's rich. Even for you. Marcus appears at my side, like summoned by my distress. Everything okay here? Perfect. Say with steady voice. Despite trembling hands. I was just leaving. Walking away. Hear father call after me. Madison, wait. Keep walking. Out of building. Across quad. Until legs give out. Near library steps. Marcus sits beside me. Without word. I had this whole plan. Say finally. To show him how well I was doing. To prove him wrong. Instead, I lost my job. And made scene at university event. You didn't make scene. Marcus argues. You stood up for yourself. There's difference. Pull out phone. Open banking app. Numbers stare back. Mocking my independence. I can't afford to lose that job. Whisper quietly. Marcus quiet for moment. Remember that scholarship initiative? You were researching? Look up at him. What about it? Maybe it's time to stop planning. And start doing. Turn this setback into something bigger. For first time that day, feel spark of hope. You really think we could? He grins. I think you could do anything. Especially if it involves proving someone wrong. Stand up. Brush off blazer. My father might have won today's battle, but war wasn't over. Not even close. Standing in Professor Carter's office, the Resilient Scholarship Fund announced with confidence, for students who've lost financial support due to family abandonment. She leans forward, looking intrigued. Go on. Already spoken with 10 other students. In similar situations, slide her my proposal. Secured preliminary pledges from 3 local businesses and Marcus's father's law firm. Willing to handle legal paperwork pro bono to spite his own father? Marcus adds from seat beside me, which makes it even better. Professor Carter flips through pages, expression thoughtful. Starting scholarship fund isn't easy. You'll need substantial backing. That's why we're here. Say firmly, need faculty support. To present this to board, she studies me carefully. This wouldn't have anything to do with your father's appearance at Mixer less than a month ago? It has everything to do with it. Admit openly, but not way you think. This isn't about revenge. It's about making sure no other student has to choose between their education and dignity. She nods slowly. Board meets next week. I'll present it myself. Walking out of office, feel lighter than in weeks. Marcus bumps my shoulder playfully. See? Told you she'd help. We're not there yet. Remind him. Board still has to... Madison. Natalie comes running across quad. Check your email now. Pull out phone. Confused. Newest email makes heart stop. Congratulations. Based on outstanding academic performance, you have been selected as this year's valedictorian. Holy shit. Marcus breathes, reading over shoulder. This changes everything. The scholarship announcement. Whisper excitedly. We can do it at graduation. In front of everyone? Natalie grins wide. Including your father. Will he even come? Marcus asks carefully. Oh, he'll come. Say with certainty. Won't be able to resist. Showing off perfect family at his alma mater's graduation ceremony. Next week passes in blur. Meetings and preparations. Board approves scholarship proposal with unprecedented enthusiasm, especially after learning about valedictorian status. Your speech? Professor Carter says during planning. Needs to be powerful but professional. No direct accusations. I know. Assure her confidently. Trust me. Been planning this longer than you think. That night, working on speech in library, get unexpected text from Nicole. Can we meet, please? It's important. Stare at phone for long time. Finally respond. Tomorrow. Campus coffee shop. 2 p.m. She's already there when arrive. Nervously stirring latte. Thank you for coming. Says as sit down. I know you probably hate me. I don't hate you. Interrupt firmly. I nothing you. There's difference. She flinches. Fair enough. Look, your father. He doesn't know I'm here. But he's been different. Since Mixer, distant, sad, guilty. You mean guilty? Correct her words. And that's not my problem. He wants to make things right. By throwing money at me now. Stand up quickly. Tell him save it. For his next family. Madison, wait. She grabs my arm. He's coming to graduation. He wants to support you. Pull away from her grip. He's coming to maintain his image. But don't worry. I'll give him speech. He'll never forget. Next few weeks fly by. Speech goes through countless revisions, each word carefully chosen, for maximum impact. Marcus and Natalie help me practice. Until can deliver it in sleep. Day before graduation. Receive another text, this time from father. Proud of you, princess. Can't wait for tomorrow. Show it to Marcus during final rehearsal. You okay? You know what's funny? Stare at message. Year ago these words would have meant everything. Now they just feel empty. Maybe because you don't need his validation anymore. Look up at him, this friend who became so much more over past year. When did you get so wise? He grins. Probably around same time. You got so strong. That night, stand in front of mirror, practicing one last time. Graduation robe hanging on door, waiting for tomorrow. Phone buzzes with messages. From mom, from Lily, from countless well-wishers. But all can think about is moment I'll step up to podium. Moment I'll look out at crowd, see my father's face. Moment he'll realize his biggest mistake wasn't leaving us. It was underestimating me. Because tomorrow isn't just about graduation. It's about transformation. Ready to spread wings and soar. Auditorium buzzing with excitement. Standing backstage. Adjusting cap for 100th time. Through curtain can see crowd filing in. Proud parents. Excited siblings. Beaming grandparents. They're here? Natalie whispers. Peeking through gap. Row D, right side. Don't need to look. To know who she means? Can feel father's presence. Like weight in room. You've got this. Marcus appears beside me. Already in graduation robe. Just breathe. Ladies and gentlemen. Dean's voice booms through speakers. Please welcome this year's graduating class. March into pomp and circumstance. Sea of black robes and nervous smiles. Cross stage to take place at front. Catch glimpse of them. Father in expensive suit. Nicole holding Olivia on lap. Mom sits on opposite side. Dabbing eyes with tissue. Dean's speech passes in blur. Then moment arrives. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's valedictorian, a student who maintained perfect grades while working multiple jobs, and who has already made significant contributions to our university community. Madison Anderson. Applause thunders as approach podium. Hands tremble slightly, arranging notes, but voice steady when begin. 4 years ago, I learned valuable lesson about family. Start speech, eyes scanning crowd. I learned that sometimes people who should support you most are ones who let you down hardest. Room grows quiet. In third row, father shifts uncomfortably. I stood in my kitchen one Saturday morning, watching my college fund disappear, along with my dreams of higher education. But that moment taught me something crucial. Our greatest setbacks can become our strongest motivations. Pause, letting words sink in. To my fellow graduates, we all have our stories of struggle. Some of us worked 3 jobs while studying. Some of us missed sleep, missed parties, missed typical college experience because we were too busy surviving. But we're here. We made it. Heads nodding throughout audience. See tears on several faces. And that brings me to announcement. Continue speaking. Heart pounding in chest. Today, with support of our faculty and local businesses, I'm proud to introduce the Resilient Scholarship Fund. This fund will provide full tuition for students who have lost financial support due to family abandonment. Murmurs ripple through crowd. Father's face gone pale. Because here's what I learned. When someone tries to clip your wings, you don't just learn to fly. You learn to soar. And then you build nest. For others who need shelter, lock eyes with father. For first time, to parent who taught me this lesson, by example, thank you. Your actions showed me exactly who I didn't want to become, and to my mother, who worked double shifts to keep food on our table while I chased my dreams. You taught me what real strength looks like. Mom openly crying now, surrounded by supportive strangers, passing tissues. First recipient of Resilient Scholarship has already been selected. Brilliant young woman whose father emptied her college fund to start new family. Sound familiar, Dad? Auditorium dead silent. See Nicole gripping father's arm while he stares at floor. But this isn't about revenge. It's about transformation. About taking pain and turning it into purpose. About ensuring no other student has to choose between their education and dignity. Straighten shoulders, voice growing stronger. So to my fellow graduates, I say this: your struggles don't define you. Your response to them does. And sometimes best revenge isn't getting even, it's getting better. Applause starts slowly, then builds to roar. People standing, cheering and wiping tears. Through it all, keep eyes on father. Watch as he finally looks up to meet my gaze. In that moment, see everything: his shame, his regret, his realization of what he threw away. But more importantly, see myself clearly for first time. Strong, resilient, whole. As return to seat, Natalie squeezes hand. She's crying and grinning. At same time, that was incredible, she whispers. But it's not over yet. As ceremony continues, watch father stand, quietly leave his seat. Nicole calling after him in hushed voice. He walks out of auditorium, shoulders slumped, leaving his perfect family behind. Sometimes karma doesn't need your help. Sometimes all it needs is microphone and truth. Reception hall buzzing with post-graduation energy. Stand near scholarship information table, accepting congratulations, answering questions. Speech sparked something. Dozens of students already signed up for information about next semester's applications. Madison? Small voice makes me turn. Olivia stands there, in pink dress, clutching stuffed rabbit. Are you really my sister? Kneel down to her level, heart twisting. Yes, I am. Why didn't Daddy tell me? Before can answer, Nicole appears, looking flustered. Olivia, I told you to stay with me. Oh, she stops short seeing me. Madison, I'm sorry. It's okay. Stand up slowly. She deserves answers. More than anyone. He left, Nicole says quietly. After your speech. I don't know where he went. That seems to be his specialty. Reply without bitterness. Carried for so long. Mom approaches then. Wraps me in tight hug. I am so proud of you, baby girl. So proud. Mrs. Anderson? Nicole starts speaking. Mom cuts her off gently. What's done is done. What matters now is doing better. Olivia tugs at my graduation robe. Will you come to my ballet recital next week? I'm going to be a butterfly. Simple request brings tears to eyes. I'd love to. Really? Nicole looks surprised. Even after everything? She's innocent in all this. Say softly. And maybe it's time to break the cycle. Professor Carter interrupts with news that local media want interviews about scholarship fund. As speak with reporters, notice Marcus talking intently with Nicole, showing her something on his phone. Later, as crowd thins, he pulls me aside. Your father's at Riverside Park? Nicole's been tracking his phone. Apparently he does this sometimes. Just sits there for hours. Why are you telling me this? Because you're not done yet, he says simply. And you know it. Find father exactly where Marcus said, sitting on bench by duck pond. He looks smaller somehow. Older. The ducks haven't changed. Say while sitting beside him. They still beg for bread. Even those signs everywhere. Say not to feed them. He jumps slightly, then gives weak laugh. You remember coming here? Every Saturday after French toast? Nod slowly. Until you decided French toast wasn't enough anymore. Madison, Let me finish. Cut him off. What you did was unforgivable. Not just leaving, but stealing my future, making me feel worthless, replacing me with new family. I know, he whispers. But here's the thing. I'm not worthless. I proved that today, and that little girl, your daughter, she deserves better than father who runs away. When things get hard, he looks at me then, tears in eyes. How did you become so strong? By having no choice. Answer honestly. But strength isn't enough anymore. I want peace, not for you. For me, what are you saying? I'm saying I'm done. carrying this anger, done letting your choices define my life, and done pretending. Olivia isn't my sister. Just because you're my father? You mean, I'm going to her ballet recital next week. I'm going to be the big sister she deserves. But you need to decide what kind of father you want to be to both your daughters. Stand up, brush off graduation robe. Scholarship Fund's first board meeting is next month. You're welcome to attend as donor or as my father. Your choice. As walk away, he calls out, Madison! Thank you. Not for forgiving me, but for becoming someone I wish I had courage to be. Don't turn around, but smile slightly. Sometimes closure doesn't look like you expect it to. Back at reception, Marcus waiting with Natalie and Mom. Olivia fallen asleep in Mom's lap, still clutching her rabbit. You okay? Marcus asks softly. Better than okay. Reply with smile. I'm free. Look around at these people. My chosen family. My half-sister. Even Nicole hovering uncertainly nearby. Realize something profound. Sometimes family isn't about who shares your blood, but who shares your journey. My father might never become the dad I deserved, but I'd become the person I needed to be, and maybe that was point all along. Scholarship Fund would help others find their strength too. And me? I was ready for whatever came next, not as someone's daughter or sister or victim, but as myself, just Madison. And that was more than enough. Looking at sleeping Olivia, realized something else. Sometimes healing comes in unexpected ways, through unexpected people. Maybe real victory isn't in proving someone wrong, but in growing strong enough to write your own story. Future stretches out before me, full of possibilities, no longer shadowed by what was taken, but brightened by what I've built. Marcus slips hand into mine. Natalie beaming beside us, Mom wiping away fresh tears, Nicole looking on with newfound respect. In this moment, everything comes full circle. The French toast mornings, the empty chair, the lost college fund, all led here to this moment where I'm not just surviving, but thriving. Not just getting by, but soaring. Tomorrow I'll go to ballet recital. Watch my little sister be butterfly. Start building bridges instead of walls. Next month, first scholarship recipient will get their letter, like I got mine all those years ago. But their story will be different because someone chose to turn pain into purpose, chose to break cycle, chose to build something new. That's the thing about resilience. It's not just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward, taking what broke you and using it to build others up. Looking at my mismatched family, realize we're all part of something bigger now, a story of redemption. Not just mine, but maybe his too, if he chooses it. Because sometimes, most powerful thing you can do is leave door open, even after it's been slammed in your face. End of day. Standing in empty reception hall, graduation robe still on. Think about that morning, years ago, when world fell apart. Over French toast? Never could have imagined this would be ending. But maybe best stories are ones we couldn't plan, ones that write themselves through our choices, our strength, our resilience. Walking out into evening air, feel lighter than ever before, because finally understand, sometimes losing everything is just universe's way of making room for something better. And sometimes, most beautiful transformations begin with a breaking, end with a rebuilding, and change everything in between. Guess karma really doesn't need help. Just needs time and maybe, just maybe a little grace too.